Hi there, it's Adam bringing you another video to the channel. We are continuing the 21-22 UK Model Airport Series in 1/400 scale. We're going to start off in a different slightly filming position, sort of more centrally to the layout. I just think it accommodates probably better for the models we've got displayed, and to sort of see them lined up in a better perspective as well. Bit of a gap from the last update, as I think I mentioned. So last update was focused more towards around about 4:30. This update is focusing more towards 9 o'clock period, towards sort of late evening, heading into night. Around about 9 PM. Quite wide body focused, I'd say. Obviously cargo focused, given the time of day and the schedules that we usually accommodate around about this time, but of course we'll get into the update and go through them. I'll start off on this far side with the Asian A321neo, registration Sierra X-Ray November Alpha Hotel, doing a service from Athens as A3608. If we zoom back out, we have this Sri Lankan Airlines A330-200, registration for Romeo Alpha Lima Bravo, operating as UL504 on the outbound, which of course will be headed back out to Colombo. Then if we zoom out just slightly, pan across, we've got the Virgin Atlantic 7879 Dreamliner, registration Golf Victor Zulu Indian Golf. This is doing a inbound service back from Toronto as VS148. It's currently one of two Virgin Atlantic 789s that we have operating. The other one being Golf Victor November Echo Whiskey. And then next to that we have the Qatar 777-300ER, registration Alpha 7 Bravo Echo Echo, doing the sort of evening service from and to Doha as QR15 and QR16. We pan across, taxiing in. We have this Icelandair Cargo 757-200, registration Tango Foxtrot India Golf, doing a run from Kefalonia as ICE 746. Taxiing out just before this coming in would have been the West Atlantic 737-800, registration Golf November Papa Tango Alpha. Just thought I'd mention that just for the records of the movements. Again, both pretty regular in that regard. Then we have the sort of the main cargo lineup. So this evening we have a UPS 767-300, registration November 344 Uniform Papa, operating as UPS 237 from Philadelphia, and we'll head out to Cologne. Next to that we have the DHL 767-300, registration Golf Delta Hotel Lima Echo, arriving as DHK 367 from New York, but will depart as DHK 2 to Cincinnati. And then on the far side there we have the regular Aerologic 777-200, registration Delta Alpha Alpha Lima Charlie, operating the service as BOX 110 from Leipzig, and will also depart to Cincinnati. In the coming updates, I do believe, from what I've been looking at, the DHL 767 is featured quite often over the sort of coming days into maybe Friday, Saturday, Sunday, certainly over the weekend at least, Saturday and Sunday I believe. So yeah, we'll see a bit more of that. Of course, there are other cargo movements that I'm very much looking forward to including in the coming updates as well. Not just sort of towards evening times, but sort of through the day as well. On each day. Of course, where possible, we'll try and make each update different to make the variety, and obviously rotate airframes where possible. But yeah, I think my favourite part of the days are probably the morning, because a lot of the based aircraft go out. You have a lot of the stuff coming in, and it does kind of vary what times some of the schedules come in. So like two Dreamlines, for instance, they do, depending where they've gone to and where they're coming from. And I think the evenings as well. I think with the cargo lineups, I do particularly like that time. We will transition to one more update on Thursday just to conclude the update. So we'll have a few of these sort of based aircraft coming back. There might be one or two other sort of cargo movements as well included as well, again on that rotational basis where possible. But yeah, again, I kind of like to do a final update. Might not be the most special update that we've done, but it just kind of helps conclude the schedules in that day. Then we transition to the morning, which kind of benefits because then them aircraft that have come in, especially the based aircraft, then are ready to be then positioned to be going out in the morning. And again, each day is different depending on the schedules we've got coming in, the aircraft that are going out at different times, where they're flying to, where they're flying from, all that kind of, what kind of sectors are on and all that kind of stuff. So yeah, we'll keep going. I'll just pan around while I finish sort of speaking. In other news, yeah, nothing really else going on. Still very much focusing on this update on this sort of project for now. Yeah, I've got all these ideas, but yeah, nothing's really coming to me just yet. Still sort of going through all my 1-200 models at the minute. And I'll be honest, I've got a lot more than I thought I did. I am exceeding probably like 200 models or so in 1-200 scale now. Which is pretty insane compared to what I had for quite a few years when I first started collecting. I didn't really have many at all. And like I said, it's certainly a growing avenue in 1-200 scale. And as years go by, there is that kind of balance of, what do you decide? Do you decide to stick with 1-400? Do you decide to switch to 1-200? Do you keep a mix of both, but only sort of narrow it down to certain aspects? You know what? Only time will tell. Because ultimately, I've not got a warehouse. I can't store, endless amount of models. Ultimately, I think obviously space will become a real issue in the future. But again, it all depends on what gets released, and of course, until they're announced, I don't know what I'm going to be interested in, what I'm not going to be interested in. But you know what, it keeps me going. It's exciting to get new models each month in different scales, 1-400 and 1-200, and occasionally 1-500, and on the off chance, depending on what sort of Gemini release, I've also been collecting the Gemini 172 sort of Cessnas and like the Cirrus aircraft as well. And obviously NG do 1-200 Gulfstreams and Falcon 7Xs for the most part, which a lot of them I have acquired. It's mostly Chinese stuff I've not really focused on in terms of them, but a lot of the other stuff I have, because I'm a big fan of sort of business jets and stuff like that, so very much enthusiastic about them. So yeah, I'm hoping though, in the coming time that I can show more of my 1-200 scale collection, because it is a little bit sort of, in any scale, having models and they're just sat there in the boxes. There's a value there that you've got them in your possession, but at the same time, it's like, you want to show them off as well a little bit and utilise them in that kind of imagination type scenario where, you know what, you in your mind you're kind of modelling a real life airport. So yeah, at the minute, yeah, nothing's really happening on that in that regard. But yeah, we'll see how things go. And like I said, for now we will continue with these updates as we are every weekend where possible. And like I say, next weekend we'll conclude the Thursday schedules, heading towards more around about 11:30, I think it is, at night. So again, that'll transition nicely into the Friday schedules.